Deadly shootings. We're asking the $1 million question is, why did this happen?
Team 12's Bram Resnick is live with us here in studio. And Bram, this is so terrifying because all of these acts appear to be deliberate and targeted.
Very targeted, Mark, and we don't know exactly what triggered this rampage, but in the days leading up to it, Dwight Jones posted haunting YouTube video, singling out people connected to his ugly divorce 9 years ago. All the victims identified so far are connected in some way to the breakup of his marriage. This is video of Dr. Stephen Pitt interviewing Connie Jones 9 years ago.
One of the other things you need to understand is that what we talk about here is not confidential.
She wanted to end her 21-year marriage to Dwight Jones. Connie Jones told the court she wanted to hire Pitt, a nationally known forensic psychiatrist, to assess her husband, and agreed to pay all of Dr. Pitt's costs. Mother believes that father poses a serious threat to her and the child. Mother believes that both her and the child are in danger. There was a handwritten map she had found, which Mother believed was some kind of diagram, noting Mother's places of work, home, etc., with bodies lying. 9 years later, Dwight Jones is dead after a murderous rampage that killed at least 6 people. In this haunting video he posted on YouTube just 10 days ago, he singles out Stephen Pitt, his first victim, last Thursday.
What do you think he's going to say? An advocate for his opinion is laughable.
The second and third victims were paralegals, Valeria Sharp and Laura Anderson. They worked at the Scottsdale law firm Burt Feldman Greiner. The connection to Dwight Jones? Connie Jones's attorney for her entire 8-year divorce battle with Dwight Jones was Elizabeth Feldman, who worked at that downtown Scottsdale law firm. Feldman was out of the office when Dwight Jones showed up last Friday. And just minutes ago, Connie Jones released this statement, quote, "As a medical professional and a citizen, I am deeply saddened by the tragedy caused by my ex-husband. He was a very emotionally disturbed person, as the court records will confirm. I feared for my safety for the past 9 years. I cannot express the emotions I feel for the innocent families touched by this senseless violence." Mark and Caribe.
All right, Bram, thanks. And Bram, we know the connection more or less between the 2 women at the law firm and, of course, Dr. Pitts. But what about the therapist, Marshall Levine? What do we know about him?
Well, we heard Bianca say earlier, Marshall Levine was in the wrong place at the wrong time. What we're learning from that YouTube video I mentioned is Dwight Jones mentions a therapist, the therapist who rented space to Marshall Levine in those offices, which suggests she was the real target and not Marshall Levine.
So it could have been wrong place at the wrong time for Marshall Levine.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. All right, Bram, thank you.